Quick, because he's already used such an extensive thing for council. Yeah.
There you go.
Jeff, you have 2 minutes.
I know.
Take a deep breath.
Doug,
Yes.
did y'all get my phone call?
About what?
The lamp.
Oh, I don't know. You called Marcy.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well,
What?
Lamp.
Marcy had one amp that Kyle's helping fix.
Yeah, we are. We used to go to Fort Worth, but my
Robert
mother's
doesn't
going to
do
see
work
my
anymore.
youngest brother
On
where he lives in
She buys those
Ireland.
from already.
So she's gonna have an Irish Christmas. I'm so happy for her. She gets to do that. Neighborly, anything.
Well, no, he's good, but he just doesn't, I mean,
He just doesn't want to.
no. Well, I think his health isn't that good.
Get you gone to Fort Worth or Ireland? Oh. Uh-huh.
The brown one's more like the black.
You've been doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been busy.
Staying out of trouble?
Yes, it is. It's beautiful. I
That's
went
debatable.
when his
We
worst son was
We don't ever hear any gossip, so.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
Double
I suppose.
And you live on a pretty gossipy street.
I know, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really plugged in like I used to be. That's for sure. I don't hear the rumit.
Well, you have to get on Facebook and neighborhood and.
And have you guys gone on that Facebook thing?
Always.
Castroville or whatever?
I mean,
No,
You
that's,
Facebook or any.
we don't
Got it.
I don't
I
put
don't wanna
things on
listen-
it, but
I
I
don't wanna
check it
listen.
because I like to see sometimes.
yeah, that's what I do too.
Yeah.
Just usually it's the accident. There was one on 90. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it looked like a 6-car accident. Like one car went.
There was a 3-1 in front of Juice. Yeah.
No, this was like in front of the bank. You know, going out.
Really?
Yeah, like
There was a bad one in front of Juice.
All of it?
Was
Just
that?
like that.
Not today. It was a
Not
few days
today.
ago.
Oh, okay. We're ready to get the show on the road.
Yes, let's get
I
started.
like when they're just like chill. They're just like,
I just have to listen.
yeah, exactly. They're just like a meeting. I love them so
All right, let's get started with the HLC meeting for. Priscilla says hit the hammer.
There you go.
I was never a big hammer person. So this is the December 17th Historic Landmark Commission special called meeting. I'll call the meeting to order at 6:30. If we could have a call to order.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Jenny Andermatt.
Jenny, welcome.
Thank you.
Doug DeMino.
Priscilla Garrett.
Jeff Gardner.
Kyle McVeigh.
Mary King.
Lori Marchman.
All right, thank you. I think we're all here. All right, next is number 3, citizens' comments. If anyone would like to make a comment to the commission, please step up to the podium, state your name and address, and we'll give you a few minutes to say your piece. We'll open that at 6:31. Oh, yes, sir.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. I'm just a visitor here. It's been a privilege to be in your city, amongst you folks. But I also, I'm employed by an arborist group, and I've brought to their attention, most importantly, bringing it after work, and bringing it to your attention. There are some trees in that regional park you have. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's amazing. But there are some trees that need to be addressed. There's some low-hanging branches that could pose a threat to children. With the winds coming through, it is winter. When a freeze does happen, there are just some branches there. And I do have some photos. I can get more, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I don't know if this is appropriate, but from the research I have, you guys were mean tonight, so.
Your name, please, sir?
Oh, excuse me. Caleb Perkins.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and I work for Mission City Arbor Group. We're in San Antonio. And we just have a passion for these trees. They help the community. They help the property, the value. I mean, it really is good for the people, these trees. So just there are some still, like I said, there's some dead branches amongst the midst. There's still some fallen limbs below these trees. I don't know, maybe from the last job that you guys had or last contract that was there. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Just one comment before we let you go, and that this probably is not the right forum for that. But if you contact City Hall, more specifically Public Works,
No.
I think, Parks and Rec.
Parks and
Yeah,
Rec.
that's
I'll bring it to their attention. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. Anyone else? No. All right. We'll close citizens' comments at 6:34. All right. The next item is approval of minutes. Hopefully, we've all looked at both the minutes of November 18th and October 21st. Let's start with November 18th. Are there any changes, corrections?
Kyle, you misspelled your name on the first
Oh,
one.
you did.
do spell check.
It's KY blank semicolon E.
Pretty much says it all.
Anyone else? Can I get a motion to approve the minutes with the correction to Kyle's name?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes with the addition
Do you have
to
a-
correcting Kyle's name.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Either one of us.
Had a motion and a second. All voting aye,
Aye.
Aye.
no nays? Okay, good. Motion's approved. Let's look at the second set of minutes, October 21st. Are there any changes, modifications anyone would like to make? Corrections?
L and the K.
Okay.
Obviously, I did them both on the same day.
On the word taken in number 5.
She likes that semicolon.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Can I have a motion, please?
I so move.
All right. We have a motion to approve with the correction? With the correction. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion approved. All right. Let's move on to number 5, discussion and action items. Number A, or letter A, discussion and action on a certificate of appropriateness for 702 Paris Street.
So we have a lot on the agenda, so I'm gonna try to get through this fast. This is the Moy Retreat Center. This is, can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the old church, these are the dorms, and this building is the one that is being worked on. These are some photos from the 60s. This is the front of the house on Paris Street. You can see that there was an addition there, and then this is the back of the home, and these are the 2 side views. This is from the 2002 THC survey. These photos were actually prior to the 1969 survey. The applicant gave these to me, and these are important because you can see there was a porch and balcony here, and there's a silhouette, but you can kind of see like there was some detailing on there, some brackets. Even though we can't see it, this is important because what the applicant's proposing. So this is what it looks like now. There's that enclosure in the front. This is the back. It has a porch and balcony added. So what the applicant is proposing is to remove that front enclosure and replace it with a new one that resembles the open concept we saw in those previous photos. To meet building code egress requirements, this space will include an exterior staircase. On the back, they plan to remove the existing porch and rebuild a smaller one that won't function as a balcony. And that means that they're going to remove the door on the second story back here. Remove that door and replace with a window that matches the existing windows. And then they're also proposing some modifications to the roof eave, removing this plywood on the side of where the stonework is, and then do some landscaping and add a 6-foot fence, security fence. So here's some more details on that staircase. They did some thoughtful digging in here where they have like these brackets and the eaves and it's just pretty intricate. They're paying homage to what was there before. Here's a render of what that would look like.
That looks gorgeous.
Yeah, you can see the front of the house, the staircase. This is the landscaping that they're going to go for, similar to what it's going to look like. This is the back of the home. Again, you can see that that door on the second story is being replaced with the window that matches the other ones that are existing. Again, there's some landscaping. You can see the fence that they're proposing to. This will be similar to what it would look like. And I spoke with the applicant before, and I did recommend that to help reduce the visual weight on the front of the house, to paint the staircase to match the stonework, so it kind of blends with it and it's not so busy in the front. I also recommended that the stairs in the back porch be simplified. I think I have the plan, but there's a couple of stairs that lead down to the ground level. I just recommended it to be simplified. And then if we can get some paint colors, because I didn't receive those paint colors. But when I did talk to the applicant, they said they would be using the paint colors that we have in the guidelines. I just wanted to see which ones, so you can see what they're using. And then I also recommended the fence height in the front yard be 3 feet or less. That's what the guidelines say. So I'll have the applicant come up and answer any questions you have, and if you have any questions for me too, you can ask away.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for accommodating us with this meeting. I know it was this extra meeting for us to kick off construction in the new year, so appreciate that. What can I answer for you?
Can you give us your name and address?
Oh, sure.
For the record?
Joshua Kempf, 1813 San
Thank
Jacinto.
What is the building actually going to be used for, Josh?
It'll be classrooms. So there's currently it's all dorm rooms that's been used as a retreat place for the retreatants to sleep. And so we'll be demolishing drywall, installed in the 70s drywall in there. And there'll be 2 classrooms on the first and second floor, one on each floor, and then offices and bathrooms for the rest of the space.
The fence, it's a 6-foot. Right?
So if I had my druthers, we wouldn't put any fence at all because it doesn't have one now. And it's kind of ridiculous to put a fence just around that building when we own the whole block and it's all fenced. The problem is that we're running a school, and with the safety requirements for a school these days, we just have to have a more secure environment or parents are going to be pretty upset. And so the existing fence around the exterior of the block is not sufficient because of the entryway down that ornate entryway that you have close to the highway there gives access to the full property. And so we have to restrict that somehow so that people can't just come off the highway and into the school grounds. So we haven't fully decided on where the fence placement will be. It will probably be just directly around the building so that in some future moment we can actually take that down and open it up to what we hope is the full campus someday across that whole block. But for now, we're having to work with the constraint of security.
So it would be a metal wrought iron fence, but 6 foot high.
Yes.
Painted, I assume.
Yes, something tasteful.
I can understand why you need for safety.
Yeah.
I like the 3-foot fence, but being a school, I can see why you need it.
Yeah. Right now it's chain link.
Yeah.
That's theirs.
Any other questions for Josh? All right, let's just go down the row. Jenny, do you have any comments, questions?
I love the renderings. I love it all.
Just please don't use that blue, whatever's on the fence around St. Louis Catholic School right
Oh.
now.
The blue tarp.
The screening?
We did submit signs. We didn't get it in time. So we'll probably be back next meeting to get our signs approved. But they will be very tasteful, trust me. And they won't be.
I'm sure.
They won't be the blue fence.
Cool. Doug?
No, I'm just assuming this is phase one.
This is phase one. Yep. We eventually would like to build other buildings on that site, but for now, this will last us for 2 years.
How many classes would actually be in?
Well, the first year we're just opening 6th grade, and this will be in August of 2026. So the reason there was so much urgency is because we have to start construction in the new year, and so we'll have 6th grade the first year, and then 6th, 7th the second year, and we'll add a grade each year after that.
How many grades would this building itself accommodate without you adding more?
Oh, just 6 and 7.
Just the sixth
Just 6
and
and 7.
7.
There's only 2 classrooms,
Okay.
and we can't.
Okay.
But then you can't put.
So it'd be one for 6th and one for 7th.
Correct.
That's it, Kyle?
I like Selena's recommendation of a lower fence in the front and then the other around the back. But that would be my only objection.
Yeah, I would too, actually. I think the challenge is we just have to make it so that you can't hop the fence, sort of easily. Or a gunman, better yet, couldn't hop the fence. I think that's obviously our
Just
concern.
put little spikes on it. They won't hop it then.
Mary?
Probably the kids you'll have to worry about.
That too. That too.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
That would be it.
I think it's a beautiful building that you're making, and I don't know, you mentioned ornateness. It looks like it used to be that ornate, so I think it should have it. Very nice.
A couple of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
Good.
This was correctly zoned at the last city council, so we're all set with that?
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then Selena, I noticed on your list of conditions or recommendations is a lot longer than you just now verbalized to the committee. And so have you seen the conditions ahead of this meeting?
Yes.
Okay, and so have you been making some amendments?
So one of the list she sent probably a week and a half ago, something like that, right, Selena? And she didn't have the historic pictures that I had from the archives of the sisters, and so we sent her those, and that ameliorated, shall we say, or eliminated a substantial number of the questions and suggestions she had.
Okay, so which ones then are no longer relevant?
Yes, I'll go through this because I did send a updated
Okay.
HPO letter. So let's see. So number one, the letter that you have now, comment number 1 is eliminated. It's talking about removing the brackets.
Okay.
That one's no longer applies. Comment number 2. Let's see. This still applies. The back porch being simplified. That is that comment number 2. Comment number 3.
Is it worth me addressing them quickly as you go through, or do you want me to?
Yes, why don't we do that? So, construction of the porch floors in wood rather than concrete. So
the porch floors are anticipated to be the same flooring as on the deck at 1201 Fiorella. That porch that it goes around the outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wood composite that we use just for the floors. The rest is wood, but the wood because of the risk of rotting of of a porch. So it's the exact same thing we used at 1201.
Okay.
And so for that comment, I also was saying, if you look at the floor plan in your packet,
Oh, are you referring to the one on the which side are you talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's get our this is my fault. So the building over the last 50 years has been oriented toward the interior of the Moy Center. So everyone has gone in on that side, that door that's on the interior portion of the Moy facility. But the historic correct front entrance of the building was the street facing side, which has been closed off for the better part of 50 years. And so we are fixing that and reorienting the building towards the front. That's why the ramp's on the front, et cetera, to get into the building. So when so front back, the new front, the correct front is the street front, and the back is the little porch.
What we're seeing now is the front.
That's the front, correct.
And that faces Paris.
Correct. And so sorry, what Selena was referring to in the concrete was that, if you could go here, this will have 3 steps that get you to the little landing underneath this awning. That's concrete.
Okay.
And so what I recommended is simplifying it instead of because the steps also are wrapping around, right? They're on 3 sides.
Right.
Just simplifying it to, like, not both sides, just one
Just
side.
the front side.
Correct. So that was just a recommendation. Yeah.
The reason we didn't do that was because we'd have to install railings on the side because it's too high at that point because of the 3 steps up. So if you don't put steps on all 3 sides, if you think of it like this, steps up on all 3 sides, then you have to install railings on those sides. And we thought that was aesthetically less pleasing than having steps and more obtrusive than just having steps up.
Okay. The next one, preservation of, retention of the existing 2nd-story rear door and transom, or replacement with the window.
Yeah, that comment 3 is eliminated
Okay.
because of those historic photos. It actually didn't have a door; it was a window.
Okay.
A window.
Cool.
Number 4, that is no longer applies because that was talking about the door on the 2nd story. That's now going to be a window. Comment number 5, that is just a general comment. Anytime we deal with masonry, just not to use Portland cement because it's a harder material and it'll mess up what's there. Comment number 6, that still applies. That's the paint colors. We need to see paint colors.
We haven't, we don't have those decided yet, but I told her we will pick from the color scheme of colors.
Comment number 7.
Bright yellow didn't, we didn't quite fit.
There are some kind of out there ones on our.
Yeah.
Yes.
I fought for neon green, but it didn't fly.
Comment number 7 was to confirm the color of the roof, and they confirmed it would be a silver, right? A silver?
If I had my druthers and we had an unlimited budget, we would redo the whole roof right now, standing metal seam, silver color. We don't have that in the budget yet. So this roof will remain as is, which is a shingle, a red shingle. But on the portion of the porch that is getting replaced, so the portion here, this will be standing metal seam going forward, with the idea being that will one day match the rest of the building.
Okay.
And then comment 8 and 9, those are about the fence being 3 feet or less. Again, we already explained that for security reasons. Comment number 10, that was talking about off-street parking should be in the rear of the property. It's just a comment in the it's something in the guidelines. Right now, the parking is, if you see where this patio is, it's next to it. Let me see if I have a site plan. The parking is right next. There's that patio, and the parking's here. So it's just a comment that's in the guidelines. That's where the parking is.
And that's just the handicap parking, to be clear.
So you'll have parking somewhere else as the project
That's right.
continues?
The long-term idea, and again, I can't promise this, but the plan right now is that we'll have a parking lot kind of by the McDonald's over there on that far end. that's where we'll put the parking. It's already pretty ugly over there anyway. So
Is that gonna eventually open up Amelia Street going through there? 'Cause that's, isn't that
no,
Amelia?
no. Well, that's not our decision. First of all, I would say because there's a bunch of historic things that are on top of the street currently, including a
Right.
historic crucifix,
Right.
including the little archway, including that historic gate near the highway. That all's on property we don't own.
On my property.
Well, it's in theory it's a street actually. In theory, it's a street there,
Amelia Street.
but I can't speak to the history. I just know on the survey it's not showing up as part of our property.
My guess it wasn't, but we would have
It
known
probably
that.
should have been.
Probably. It
I
looks
mean,
like
there's
it
now
is.
things on there that I think
Unconstitutional.
no one would agree to demolish to reopen that street, like the historic gate and all those kind of things. So
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think so.
all right.
And then the other comments was to update the application with the correct zoning, which we discussed. It's been updated. It wasn't showing correctly on Medina CAD's website. And then the landscaping, they are showing what they are going for in these renderings. That's the type of landscaping.
I don't know if we'll get that many flowers to bloom, but we're sure going to try.
18 on them.
It was the original.
Did that answer?
Rectory, I
did
think.
that
Yeah,
answer?
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're right. Probably 19. Yeah, I think the design is beautiful. I mean, these watercolors are beautiful, frankly. I wish I had an architect to do that when I was redoing my house. I do like the design on the porch balcony. I think it's gorgeous. I like the way you're reorienting. It's really bringing it back to life, which I think is admirable. So thank you for doing that. I do agree with your idea with the concrete three-way stair in the new back. I think that makes sense, and I think it's going to look better too. Frankly, it's going to kind of melt into the landscape, so it's not going to be so visible. It's just as a big step up on the sides, and paint colors, right? I think you're going to get back to us on that. Roof colors, yes, too. And what else do you have here? Simplified stair design. Yeah, like I talked about, the three-way, I think it will work, at least for me. And I don't have any other questions. I just think it's great. All right. Any other questions, comments? All right. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to accept the recommendations by Selena and relate to the certificate of appropriateness for approval.
And you're talking about the ones we just went through. So you're talking about use of appropriate mortar and plaster, submission of complete exterior paint color, and confirmation of standing seam metal roof colors, right?
And if you could just clarify, the fence height is okay at 6 foot.
And the fence height at 6 foot.
Perfect. All right. Anything else to your motion? Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All right. Mary seconds. All right. Any further discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. So we have affirmative, unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm excited about this project.
Thank you.
Josh, I think it's
Thank
going to
you.
be wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, our next item is item B, discussion and action on certificate of appropriateness for 505 Houston.
Alright, so this property is located in an HE district. While researching this project, I actually came across this 1980s report
Yeah.
that I'm gonna share with you guys later because it's pretty cool. It has like family photos and then it has like the history of how this property evolved over time, so I think you guys would be really interested in that. Here's some historic photos I pulled from there. The ones on the left are from that report, and then the ones on the right are from the 1969 THC report. Right now, this is what the back of the property looks like, and that's where the proposed work is going to be done. So the applicant is proposing to replace the current windows that you see on that connector with ones that are more historically appropriate. They want to add shutters. They want to remove the siding from the connector and install new rock siding. It'd be something similar to this. And then where that segment 1 box is, they want to redo the stucco and then paint it to match the existing color in the home. So my only comments here were to make sure the shutters are large enough to fully cover the windows when they close. And then again, avoid using Portland cement for replacing them with stucco. So I would recommend approval on this one.
Can I ask a question? Where did we get the date 1811?
I think that's a typo,
Circa,
right?
it says year built circa 1811 to 1847.
That was on
Yeah.
one of the surveys that
I think we need to erase that.
I
There might have been teepees here, but I don't know about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can do that administratively, I
Yeah,
think.
I think so.
So maybe if you can take a quick look at that offline. All right, is the applicant here? No? All right.
I can, it's our son.
Oh, forget it then. All
You
right.
gotta just demo it.
Here we go.
All right, let's start on this side. Lauren.
Okay. Same question, different C of A. So on your conditions, have you been able to look over the conditions that Selena has made recommendations about?
There's no issue.
Yeah, I had 2 comments on this one. The shutters,
Yes.
and then the Portland cement. And the comment number 2 is just like the general. When you remove the mortar, don't use, a cement plaster for the wall. With Portland cement as a mortar, and then reinstall soft limestone plaster when you redo the stucco.
And related to shutters, I think they'll be real working shutters. So they
Okay.
will cover the windows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on the outside.
Cool.
That's what they do. Yeah, you all haven't approved that big Castroville house.
No, it's next.
Yeah, the same thing, those, they're going back to the original shutters that open and close.
Okay.
All right, anything else, Lori?
Nope.
Well,
That,
that was
sorry.
my question too, what Houston just said. Is it gonna be 8/8 like that, or he says casement windows?
You see this window over here to the far left?
Yeah.
I think that's what he was talking about.
So this is what
That's what I thought.
they submitted to
Right.
me. Even this is on the back of the house, so it has less priority. These would still be fine according to the guidelines.
8/8.
But I think the description knows that casement windows, right?
Right.
It says
So-
I think on the left there, those are casement, that's a casement window right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's.
That you can't really
You
see.
can't really
The half of it.
That middle part's the original old house.
Right.
That was there.
Where?
The
rock-
connector.
The
No.
connect. No, it's farther to the
See
front.
the chimney there? The chimney is the first original
The
house.
first
The new next
and it-
additions went out on Houston Street. And then right where that well is there was a building that was back open, that well was inside the kitchen.
Oh,
And
cool.
Carol Romano
It
took
was-
that
yeah.
down to when she did all her stuff.
And somebody
But all that
else,
stuff in the back, that was all that.
somebody, before they got it, somebody had already added on the place where that fireplace was, hadn't they? there had been an addition either there or on the other side.
There's a lot of additions. That's
Yeah,
what that
it's-
evolution is showing in that report I was talking about.
Because when you go in that house, you don't go immediately into the old part.
No.
It's kind of just all
It's the second
covered.
floor to the
It's
left
all
is
just
your-
kind of covered up.
And then they had already added on to the first part. By
Right.
the way, this
right.
lady, Joey sent an email today, he's found a lady who authorized that she's 80 years old, lives in New Braunfels.
Mhm.
And so he's kind of been in communication with her.
Yeah.
But,
This was the original footprint.
wow, that little bitty thing.
Yeah.
And then
Good grief.
Because
they
when you
added
go
on-
in, you have to
Yeah,
kind
I've
of go
been
a ways
there.
in
Right.
before you get into that old.
Do you have
It
like
was a
the
huge
years
open
that those
space.
that evolution took
Yeah,
place?
and the house as you walked into it, so I remember.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what I
Oh,
was saying.
I see it. Yeah,
Yeah, so.
that's 1868 to 1879. Mhm.
This one's 1879 to 1912,
So it's not.
and then
Do we have that?
1912 to 1946. And then it was, I mean, it doesn't look like this now. I think this part is
It's
taken
gone.
off, and there's that new edition, what it looks like now.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes
Yeah.
inside that house.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so it was really interesting. I'm gonna share it with you guys.
Okay. Mary, do you have anything else?
No, as long as it's not I like it says here the casement windows, to match existing, so I'm hoping that's what he goes with.
Okay.
I'm fine. Looks good.
Anything else,
I'm
Michelle?
good.
Right, Doug?
Oh, you don't have to.
Jenny?
You can make a recommendation.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't have any questions either. I think that
so I'm sure that's what he's gonna do.
Okay.
we can approve this with Selena's recommendations. That would be fine. But do I have a motion
So moved.
with
With
Selena's comments?
recommendations, yes.
Okay, and casement windows?
Mhm.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, sounds like it's unanimous, so motion is approved. All right, let's move to the next. C, discuss an action on certificate of appropriateness for 1109 Fiorella.
Alright, so this is the back house of the Castroville homestead property. There aren't many historic photos, these are the only ones we've come across. This is what the property looks like right now. The applicant is proposing to replace the current doors with solid wood doors and add a stain finish. Paint the porch deck and columns to the blue that they're coming to, it's like a darker blue. And then to add some red shutters onto those windows. And the only comment I had on this one was again to make sure the shutters cover the windows when closed. And so,
So this is the main house, right?
this is the back house.
The back.
The back
Oh, the
house.
very back house.
Mhm. And this is what that looks like.
Really don't see.
So I would recommend approval on this one. If you don't have questions.
Okay. Jenny?
Yes.
Who- Do you have any comments, Jenny? No? Doug, any comments?
Nope.
No comments?
Nope.
No? No?
I'm waiting to see, it's for both houses, it's for Henry Castro and because where it's painted right now, it's Henry Castro's house.
Yes. In fact, that porch there, those shutters are on the Castro.
I was gonna say, that looks like the front of the
same.
Castro house.
Right,
one,
does.
didn't you? That's why I asked, yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
So it includes both houses?
Include both houses.
Okay.
Okay.
Any further questions, comments? All right, if not, can I get a motion?
I move to accept, the proposal along with suggestions from Selena.
Well, so I have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Right. Had a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
And
No.
just for clarification, representing the foundation, it does include both buildings.
Okay.
Right, including both buildings. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes unanimously. All right. The next item is discussion and action on a COA for 501 Vienna.
Okay. So this is in an HE district. This property is already on the 2002 THC survey. That's what it looks like. 2002, this is what it currently looks like. The applicant is proposing to remove the two windows on the back of the house, which is this bottom right-hand window. They want to replace them with casement windows that are more historically appropriate. They're also proposing to add a door to the back of the house, something similar to this. After discussing, I did come in contact with the applicant, and the windows that you see here in white are not the style that they're going to have. It's going to be these. It's like a six pane window. So that's what will be here instead of what is showing on these white windows.
To match the other 6-pane window, or
No.
well, yeah, those are 8, I guess.
Yeah,
So.
this is 8, and this one over here. Let me go back to that photo. They're all different windows on the back.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so because it's the back of the house, my recommendation here was to accept those. Let me double check that. Okay. They did say on their application that they were gonna use either wood or metal door, and I talked to them and told them that we recommend a wood door and not a metal door, so they accepted that they would use a wood door instead of a metal door.
Okay.
So let's make sure we put it in a motion.
Okay. Lori, any questions, comments? Mary?
No.
Huh?
On the windows, again, I'm a little confused. Was it 6/6 or just
It's
3/3 or what?
It's a 6-pane window, so
I don't know what you mean, a 6 pane.
it's gonna open.
It's got 6 instead of 8 panes. It's got 6.
Yeah, so it's not
Count
gonna
'em.
open,
See 'em over there?
but or
Put it
divide
on the
it in
left.
half. It actually opens
what's
out
that
like.
one?
Oh, it's a case. Okay. I don't.
That's just the insert picture. That's the one they're going to use.
Oh,
Did that answer your question, Ms. Kyle?
Caught anything?
They're gonna be, yes, the similar color to here, like a darker color, and the door as well.
Priscilla, anything else?
No.
Doug?
Nope.
Jake?
I'm good.
Okay. I don't have any questions. That seems pretty straightforward. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the certificate of appropriateness for 501 Vienna Street, subject to compliance with the clarifications as discussed.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right. We've had a first and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. It sounds like unanimous decision. Motion passes. All right. The next is discussion and action on a COA for 902 London Street.
So this one is in an HE district. Here's some historic photos of the property.
Wow.
Just
Whoa.
shows how
Where
it's
is that?
evolved over time. But this doesn't
Oh, I
have to
know
do with
what
the
that is.
building itself. This is
Yes.
what it looks like. It's actually
That's
site work on this one. So the applicant is proposing to add concrete to the existing patio and along the side of the garage, along with an erosion prevention wall. And here's just what they were saying. There's a garage, a patio here, erosion prevention wall, and a new sidewalk there. So if the erosion prevention wall is designed to match those existing stone walls that they have, I would recommend approval. They didn't clarify if that wall was gonna be like that, and I don't know if the applicant is here.
Someone's here.
Okay. If
Okay,
you wanna
great.
come up.
Could you go to the podium, give us your name and address, please? Thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
Mhm.
Great. My name's Edward Solis and I live, 902 London. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to add a little bit of flat work to prevent some erosion, because I have a retaining wall and I have trouble with this, erosion, being that I have a 4.5 foot drop from the front of the street all the way to the back. So I'm trying to control kind of just the water issues, all that good stuff, and, try to make my place look good. So that's basically all I'm doing. I'm not doing nothing else.
So in reference to the question on materials you're going to use, is it going to match the other wall, right?
Are those walls gonna be similar to what you have on the stonework, like those retaining
Well,
walls you have? Or?
Actually, it's just gonna be just concrete, flat work, 4 inch, and I plan on landscaping around it as well. That rock right there, I actually hauled it for that retaining wall. I actually hauled that rock from Bernie, Texas, to try to match, the concept of everything. That did that a while back.
So Selena, your recommendation is that you try to match that design or
Yeah.
use?
Because I didn't have any information on what the wall was gonna look like or the height of
Oh,
it.
okay. It's just which wall are you talking?
So, by the garage, you're proposing.
Oh, by the garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're proposing.
I got you.
a
Okay, so
wall.
I'm actually just doing flat work there. I'm coming up with a retaining wall, possibly maybe about 1.5 feet, because I plan on filling it in and leveling out the grass on the backyard. And then on the front side later, I'm gonna use just the same stone to match the front of it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I use stone where the flat work is, that water is gonna eventually break through the rock and start
Sure.
getting on the concrete. So I'm trying to control that.
So it seems like you are gonna use the same stone on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. On the front side.
And it's about on the front side.
Yes. And it's gonna be all leveled out. I plan on grassing it kind of like, and if I can get on this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, so there. Okay, here, I'm sorry. My garage is there. There'll be a retaining wall there. And then I'm gonna match the rock on the front side, and all that will be leveled out with the rest of the grass behind the doghouse patio slash. I plan on just making it nice and straight. Cause I have a lot of, you see all that, I mean, when it rains, it just, half of the yard starts coming down, so I'm trying to control that. That's all I'm trying.
Where's the little historic house? Where's the little?
It's this.
He's already restored that.
He's already restored that.
Oh,
Are you using it as an office or something? What is that being used for?
Just for us to hang out.
You got a bar in there?
It's very long, it's actually beautiful on the inside. Actually, the whole inside, it matches the outside of the rock, so we match the whole inside rock. It's really nice.
No stucco on that, huh?
Just that
Just
part.
the
Just the
end.
back part?
The back end
Yeah.
and on the inside, the stucco, because, we couldn't use rock. So we actually, the guy that's doing it, he's an artist.
Mm-hmm.
He matched actually a rock, but it's actually stucco.
Oh, wow.
I need his name.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I recommend it.
Because you did a good job on restoring the old
Yes,
rock.
it was falling down.
Yeah, it was falling down. I remember when you came to us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thank you.
All right, Jenny, you have any questions?
is it the place that is over by, across the street from where Chris's law office used to be? Where?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I've always loved that little building.
Thank you. It's actually further along. Probably in the picture. Now I got everything else enclosed.
I remember when it didn't, I remember when it didn't have anything. It was just,
It's falling down.
just those rock walls, no windows in it, no nothing.
It's been fun.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
That was it.
Yeah.
All right, Doug, do you have anything?
Nope.
Right, Priscilla?
Nope, got trust in this guy.
Nope.
He's done us good in the end.
Mary?
Yes.
I'm good.
Good. All right, I don't have any questions either. I think if we get you to match the stonework in the visible part of the front, I think we'll be fine. Okay. Can I have a motion, please?
I so move that we approve with the matching
Stonework
stonework. Yes.
on the front. Okay. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, we have a unanimous motion. Motion's passed. Thank you. Thanks for working with us. And thanks for being here.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
That's our side of
Yes, I'm happy when things happen.
it. I am too.
All right. The next one is certificate of appropriateness for 405 Paris Street.
So this is in the C3 district. This is a street view of the property. This is that building. The applicant is proposing to put a new sign that will look like this. It will go on the left side of the door, the front door, and the sign aligns with the design guidelines. So I just noted that it needs to meet the city's sign ordinance. Therefore, I recommend approval on this.
Okay. Does that need to be approved before we take action? I mean, does it matter what the order is?
No, it goes through HLC first and then it
Okay.
goes through the site permit.
Sounds good. Thank you. Lori?
Nope.
Mary?
I'm good.
Kyle?
I'm good.
Nothing.
Jay? All right, can I get a motion, please?
So moved that we approve the sign as recommended by Selena.
All right, can I get a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, the next item is discussion on whether HLC should adopt a timeline or deadline for completing approved work.
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Okay, I wanna let you know what I found in the code. So the only thing I found is that if a certified demolition by neglect case, if it gets certified and we move forward, it's deemed as demolition by neglect case, that's the only time a deadline is set for work to be done or progress on the building to be done. And that varies, depending on the scope of the project. I didn't see anything else where it said there was a timeline for anything, even building permits. So, I did look at the city of San Antonio just to see what they had. They do have where they have deadlines. It has 180-day period to complete the work, but they do offer extensions if progress is being made. So that's like what I found. Let's see, I did recommend just, amending the code and setting those deadlines if that's something you want. But that would also have to, I believe it have to go through city council.
well, that would be amending the
Right?
ordinance.
It would be amending the code.
Is this something, since we're about to meet with, is this something when we start talking about looking at everything that we've got with council already? Is that something we should just bring up at that time?
Yeah, as you're going through the ordinance,
Yeah.
yes, I do think that it should be done all at one time. There's no point in revising the ordinance right now when we all plan on already going through that process. So it'll just be a part of that process.
Anyone have any comments generally?
So right now, if we had in the past have said somebody has to do it some way and it just sits there and they don't do anything, they don't there's no timeline for it. They can just sit there and use it like that.
Yes, there has.
As
not
it
been a
currently
timeline
stands,
established
yeah.
Within the ordinance. We have still given out citations to people, like the one that's in the garage that still hasn't put the rock. and
That's
stuff
7
around it.
years.
So, and so that citation has gone through like the court system, or is going through the court system. But really, we don't have a lot of ground to stand on, because you should have this timeline established, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months. I don't know what that looks like, but.
Okay. Well, that's something we can,
And we're also about to go into, where we can amend that.
right. All right. Any further comments on that one?
Well, like when we approve a COA, with that amendment or discussion of amending the building code, say the COA, you get 30 days to pull your permit and set a start date based on it.
Yeah, that's when we talk with council. We can,
If you tell city council.
Yeah.
You think that's good.
when we
Sure,
sit
city
together.
council,
Well, yeah.
They're gonna, that's why they wanna have the joint work about it.
Yeah.
We want that feedback.
Okay. All right, let's move on. The next item is discuss options for monitoring projects to ensure work aligns with approved plans. I think this goes in line with the last one we talked about. It's something that's going to be wrapped up into a workshop item.
Yeah, one thing that I did, or recommended is to create, like, look into creating a subcommittee, but still, it still goes back onto the zoning official. You can't enforce anything as a subcommittee, it's the building official that enforces that.
I wouldn't be comfortable trying to be an enforcement body. I'm not about
Well,
that.
I think that what we'd recommend is for the city to put more resources into enforcement and monitoring, but that's going to be up to council. So it's something, again, we can discuss at the workshop.
And as far as timelines and after code enforcement's been established, for example, at All Local, we asked them to put the muttons in the doors, but we didn't give them a time frame at which they needed to do that. So it's kind of like when this is blending with the certificate of appropriateness and the amendments made for those versus having to enforce code because it's not happening. So is that something that we can meld together? Because it's kind of blurry. When do you act on the C of A and when do you act on enforcing it due to code?
Yeah, it's gonna be a process that we're gonna have to work through, and maybe we'll look at other cities that have a lot of historic properties to see what they do right now, because you have a timeline for them to start the project, and you're making two additional steps, a timeline of when they can submit a building permit and start the project, and then someone to go out there after it's been completed to do an inspection to make sure it was to what their CFA, which right now we don't have the resources to do that. We just rely on code enforcement to try and keep up with all the building permits, which is really hard to do, to make sure that if they see work being done, they look at what's being done versus what the building permit says. And if it's not being done the way it's supposed to, then they start their process.
So when a building permit's pulled, it doesn't include our COA, correct?
It does. So when it goes through our plan review, if it needs to go through plan review, it does include the COA.
So,
Now, the one that's like things that are tricky is like if you're just changing windows where you're not changing the structure or anything, it doesn't require building permits. If you're just switching out a window for a window, that doesn't require building permits. So that's just gonna have to be, we're gonna have to figure out a process. I don't know what that process will look like yet, but because there are some that don't require a building permit, but y'all have issue with COA on. Maybe it's paint colors, maybe it's something that we don't have permit through the city.
Well, as an example, what you look at tonight, the Castroville house, that's not a permit.
No.
The Houston Street house, that would probably require a permit. The wall, that's not a permit. So, yeah, some of those fall within the permit, but most of them don't fall.
Right.
And I know as a body that we act informally. We drive around and we see things, and so we bring it to your attention. But that's an informal. It's not really something that's written down.
Maybe it's just finding the right way to use our permitting system where when we're issuing the COA, we're actually issuing like a building permit and maybe it doesn't have any charge or any cost to it. But we're also issuing a building permit that establishes the timeline, the deadline for that, because we can do that with the building permit. And then also gives us a flag where it has an inspection, so at the end, they're calling for inspections. The only thing is those inspections fall back onto the city. And the only person we have doing inspections right now is people doing utility inspections. They're not doing historic inspections. It's only for utilities. We don't, and besides the plan review, those other people do zoning inspections, but that wouldn't fall back into that either.
Right. So I see it looking like an accountability checkbox.
Yeah.
But we just have to figure out where that falls.
Yeah.
I wonder if something we should if when we write the approved COA, it has must complete work by, and like.
Our problem is enforcement, obviously.
But
So
once that day, like maybe there's a spreadsheet we have with those in, each project has a due date or a deadline, and then someone just has to.
Isn't that what we'll be discussing when we have that meeting?
right, because even if you just have a expiration date on the COA, that still needs to be in the ordinance. So, right.
We never have had an expiration date on the COA.
Which I think
that's
been a bad decision.
Yeah.
And we need something more uniform, I think, especially as we're seeing the city grow exponentially in the next few years. So you're right.
And moving forward with the accountability aspect of it, we need to be able to pull C of A's and say, hey, I don't remember if that huge HVAC unit was permitted on the Griggs house, right there on the front of this house. So what I would do informally would just email you and ask, was that approved? And so there needs to be some kind of, like you said, a spreadsheet or something that we can instantly pull those documents and see or have access to something that's just even bullet points that says this was approved.
And that's what the C of A is. So I don't know if you've seen the approved C of A, that's exactly what it is. It's the homeowner's information or the property owner's information, and then below that is what was approved, and it's pretty much a bullet point format, maybe a little bit more detailed, maybe a little bit more detailed discussion about it. Or it also will be referred to the plans, and the plan sets behind it because it's a big project. So that's what we do right now. So it's easy for us just to look up if it's been recently. Now the problem is for permitting records, we're only required to keep them for 5 years. And it's better now that we're going digital because we don't really have paper applications. Everything is online, so we just store it in folders online. It's fine. But prior to us doing that, when I came on 6 years ago, everything prior to that is really hit or miss if you're going to find information. So,
I guess just as a simple thing, even if think about this, if you had an Excel spreadsheet, so every time you approve one of these, you just put a date, you do that, and then when you all come to your meeting, you look at that, oh yeah, they took care of that, oh no, that one's not been taken care of.
Yeah.
And just you all informally driving around town, well, you have this sheet, you'll know, oh no, they haven't done that one yet, or they have, like your example, Muttons, no, they haven't done that, so that's left open, at least that is because of, because you can't force it now, but if the day you can enforce it, then you can send FERC out to do an enforcement thing on it, but we don't have it.
Yeah,
The ordinance doesn't allow it, but at least keeping track of those things, it might just as simple as an Excel spreadsheet.
So you're saying that we should task Brianna with additional work? Okay.
You're gonna
Create a spreadsheet, please.
Yeah, but you're tacking Carl extra, that's gonna be extra.
I was talking about the secretary here.
Oh, I see.
Well, I mean, Brianna, have you and Celine driven by the Griggs house recently?
If Brianna, if you could just come up, excuse me, Doug, if you just come up with some ideas, maybe something simple.
When we go into discussion.
I'm sorry, Doug.
They'll let us do.
They are totally hardscaped all around the house. There's,
does that mean?
They, nothing but
Concrete,
decomposed granite, xeriscape, decomposed,
Oh.
the Griggs house over by us. He's totally decomposed granite, rock. There's not a blade of grass around the house.
I'm about ready to do that.
I've already done that, I think.
They changed it to Berlin, didn't it? Isn't it Berlin?
No, it's not Berlin. No, it's Amelia.
Amelia?
Oh, yeah, Amelia.
Okay, well, let's stick to this and get through. Any other comments about that particular item? All right,
Just that we need to know or have something that reminds us when we have this discussion with council or we have that joint meeting, these are the things.
yeah,
we're
I
gonna
think
bring
all
up.
these are going to be folded into
Yeah,
that.
fold all that into.
All right, the next item is item, what is that?
Aye.
Commission would like to begin process of updating outdated design guidelines. We've talked about this before.
And done nothing.
Well, I think we need to wait till after we meet with council and then start this,
Yeah.
start this process.
Yeah, again, this is something that we want guidance from council on and how we should move ahead because we've had, I don't know how many umpty-ump houses or properties that have become historic over the years, right, Selena? So, and how do we handle, I mean, buildings built in the 1960s are now historic structures, those ugly ranch homes, that we see throughout town, so. You know what I'm talking about.
That's
So
where
with
Council also, that's a workshop, so they want feedback.
right, so that's again something I think we're going to want to talk about. We just need some guidance, I think, on how we approach. I mean, do we force people to replace their aluminum single pane windows with aluminum single pane windows? I don't know. It just some things don't seem to make sense.
Well, that's where we
So-
need to learn when we start doing this. There's two words, non-conforming and non-contributing, that need to come in when we're looking at a historic district like this, because
And keep in mind, your guidelines talk about this.
Right.
Read the guidelines, they talk about it.
Yeah. And maybe though,
but we've never had to look at those guidelines the way we're having to look at them now.
But the guidelines are still there.
They're still there,
Right.
but it's very hard.
And then, just so y'all know, because yes, we keep talking about the joint workshop with city council. We are going to keep that at a good pace and a good time constraint. We're gonna have to really, I don't wanna say reel some of these in, but I think the way to move forward, that's why I think this was more on here, is so we could try and get a vision for what y'all see, because that's the next step, is planning this, is like, how do you expect that workshop to go? Like, at a real high level, this is the things that we want to include, and then let city council weigh on those high level things, or are we trying to get into the nitty gritty? Because I don't want it to get too far away from us. I don't want us to have a set agenda and we only get to item one at a 3-hour meeting, because we, as an HLC, we can't do the gritty. So, and that's what we kind of also talked to city council a little bit about last night, is like how we, I think there also needs to be some agreement with city council on what they see their mission, vision, and goals to be for the city, because it's really hard to make ordinances. And I think that's what you were trying to accomplish last night. It's really hard to make ordinances if you're not even on like the same page at all.
well, my personal preference is not to open this ordinance up to rewickering until we know exactly what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it makes sense to ask you and Selena to start doing some research for us and try to find out, for instance, how do other cities take care of this? This is not a unique issue to Castroville, for instance, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
they're like Bernie and New Braunfels and, yeah.
Oh, even the middle of San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio.
is-
I mean, so how do we
They're
deal?
struggling with all the.
So
that's
how do
going
they deal with those properties that are becoming historic over time?
Yeah.
In their current ordinance? I mean, how do they deal with that? So, and if we can maybe have something ready and be able to present that. And that's the same for all these questions we've been going through. I mean, how do other cities do it? Maybe we can bring your information back to our meeting, and we can have a discussion on what we'd like to present at a joint workshop.
Yes.
I've
And I
kind
think the first, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Go ahead, Ms. Martin.
I was just going to say, agreeing with you, I mean, we could have a workshop about the workshop.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to
That's
just
a
put
good
it,
idea.
just put it like that, and just let's have get together and say these are our wish lists.
So that we're real concise.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a practice.
Yeah, I think that's the best way. I mean, even with, we're gonna do a workshop with our planning and zoning commission because they drafted a development agreement policy or redrafted a development agreement policy, but then city council didn't see eye to eye with that. But they already have where they're standing on that. That's what they were tasked to do this. They already did it. City council didn't agree, which is fine. They don't have to. But now that workshop is to see both sides of what planning and zoning already came down to. And I'm not saying that's the best idea for this really big ordinance, but I think it's good to have some starting points. Also, I think the first starting point that's gonna dictate how this plays out is what the cost is gonna be.
Of course.
So that's probably gonna be the first thing at the first meeting with city council, is because if they don't wanna spend, if they can spend X, Y, Z over here, and this is what you're gonna get for it, or they can spend X, Y, Z over here, A, B, C over here, and this is what you're gonna get for it. And those could be two completely different numbers and two completely different transactions right there. So I think that's also gonna be number one on our list, to figure out where city council stands on how much they think they need to spend on redoing this ordinance. And y'all may not see eye to eye on that, I don't know, but maybe that's a good time for y'all to talk about.
And also see if we actually do need to change the ordinance. So you can help us with that also. If what's in the ordinance now is sufficient for us to do the job, then we'll just continue. We just need some help to understand it.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I think there'd be more changes that we need in the guidelines and not the ordinance itself.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
the-
We have good
guidelines. The guidelines are tied to the ordinance.
Yes.
Right.
I'd say it's one of
The same.
It's the same, yeah.
And I'm just afraid that opening up the ordinance itself is a can of worms. This is a flashpoint for the city. All right?
It's really a pretty good ordinance. I mean, for guidelines, there were tweaks that need to be done. The one we talked about earlier, there are tweaks in there but that was copied off of somebody else. But again, it really does cover a lot of things that go on in our city. It wasn't written for these 98 homes, it was written for historic. And so I think really, if you read it, I think you'd get a better idea what's going on.
All right. Well, that'll be our homework for.
Yeah, y'all
Right.
just sign the homework, and I will have a survey next time, a quiz, so.
Right.
And so what does it talk about?
Okay.
Oh, here's my word, non-contributing.
Sure. The next one is, again, on the same theme, discuss how to treat non-contributing structures that have now aged. We basically talked about.
But I want to know the difference between a non-contributing and a non-conforming, because both words are always used when you're talking about historic districts. So what's the big difference? What's the difference, or what makes them the same?
Non-conforming has to do mostly with
Is it
zoning, I feel like,
Yeah.
right?
Is it in accordance with the ordinance that you have on the books for that property right now? So a house that's zoned residential. Okay, that took a bad one, okay, let's see, a house. With,
If there's a house that's built 5 feet from the street,
Yes, there.
right now it's non-conforming because if they were to renovate that or add something on or
If it burned down.
something, or if it burned down, you would have to rebuild it to the current zoning.
20 feet back.
Okay, and not right on,
Right, you
like our
can't
houses
put
are,
it
okay.
5 feet from the street
Okay.
anymore.
So it's in non-conformance with your existing ordinance that you have in the book, but because it was built prior to that ordinance being there, then it's allowed. So that's what they use the term grandfathering, but that's not what legal people use anymore. They use the term non-conforming.
okay.
So we don't have much of that, or we
We
don't.
have a lot of.
We have
do
a
we
lot.
have a lot of
Yes.
If you think about every house almost in a historic district
Yeah,
that was
but
built between.
They don't burn down, I mean,
They're rock.
No, no, I'm just saying that there's a lot of non-conforming though.
Well, yeah, currently, but I bet there's not that. We will see more non-contributing things come to this than we do non-conforming.
You go up Harris Street from Fiorella to Alamo Street, I would say 90% of those old houses are
Non-conforming
Mostly setback issues.
to current.
Living History Center, the one next to
Right.
it, Legion Hall, Rick
But-
Henry's house.
But what I'm saying, we'll deal more with non-contributing than we would deal with non-conforming here.
Non-conforming is typically a
It's
zoning
a
issue.
zoning issue.
Non-contributing is what the HLC looks at, and that's
Right.
structures that are in the historic district, but maybe were built in 1978 or don't meet your standards for a historic building, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so to get you started and some homework, I did provide, I'm gonna send these to you through email too, some links, just to give you like a general overview of buildings built from like the 30s to 70s.
Here in town?
No.
Well,
Just
No,
general.
just
And then
examples.
when we go more into like these workshops, then I will pick out some buildings here that are, you know, the ranch style homes and we'll go into like details of like why this, what makes it a ranch style home and what not to change and stuff. But I'm gonna send this to you. It's an overview of those architectural styles from 30s to 70s, both in residential and commercial. So it's not super long. It's a lot of pictures.
So you're looking at those dates because you're looking at things that are like 50 years or older already?
Anything before 1975.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is, okay.
Yeah.
So those groovy houses are.
Anything built before 1975, or
No,
does it just say 50 years
so it's-
because then every year then it would be 1976?
Yeah.
So that's when
Yeah. The trick is that we need to figure out a way to deal with those houses that are creeping into into contributing status.
Yeah, so another thing is when we
Great big
do
ones.
look at updating, you know, the ordinance, you can put in the ordinance, the period of significance is, you know, anything before 1920. And then that would help you with the non-contributing homes. And they would still have to be compatible with the historic district. You know, we can't paint a house neon or anything. So.
Well, that's the challenge for us, right?
Yeah.
Because we're dealing with houses that were built in the 1860s and then the 1960s. And how are they compatible with each other?
Well, I think but I think the best way is like paint color. Like you want to maybe if you stay within these paint colors, and you don't have to come to us for a C of A as long as it's within these paint colors. Or if you're switching out the windows, like and I don't know, it's the same like you don't have to come for it. Like, you know, there's certain things that maybe you can designate to those non-contributing structures where they don't have to come to y'all, so y'all don't have to see everything, and then it prevents it, like it doesn't make them go through an extra step, so they're not mad because they're not in a restored structure. Fencing, if the fencing matches your neighbor's fence or whatever that looks like, you don't have to come for a C of A. So I think there's ways you can weed out little things where not every single person has to come for a
Well,
C of A.
these aren't issues that we're going to resolve tonight, but this is an issue to be identified for a future in-house workshop for us, not a joint workshop. I'm talking about just a HLC workshop
Yeah.
that maybe we can talk to in some detail. Maybe it's worth looking at getting someone in also that's an expert, maybe to help you. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
I have a lot of friends with the San Antonio Office of Historic Preservation.
Just some practical advice, on top of the,
Well, you can see one thing also, it's vacant property.
yes.
And in order houses, about a year or so ago, we had the one person who came here and they wanted to basically take this asbestos shingle house and turn it into a flip house. And you all turn them down. You are. And so those are, let's say you have a vacant house. Let's say you have a house that they want to tear down and build a Austin house, spec out something and it's gonna deter from the appearance of the other houses in the historic district. And that's things that need to be.
Right, and I think that we have been successful too, like the property on Gentiles in Constantinople, right? I mean, that was a really ugly, well, it was a very ugly looking, basic 60s, early 70s ranch. And they kind of put paint on it and a little bit of trim and it looks better, right? But it still fits that age.
That it was built in.
Right.
Well,
But-
just one of the things I see is I don't think our community as a whole understands the concept of a historic district and what, if they're in that district, what they're doing, how it impacts the rest of the properties around them. And I don't know how you do it, but somehow getting the community to understand that you're part of this community and you live in this area that requires you to go along with the parade instead of going a different direction. And whether you own a 1970s style home or you own one of the original pioneer structures. And I don't know if we need outreach programs or what, but somehow people got to understand that if you live in the district, I mean, we've gotten better with the realtors letting potential buyers understand that you bought this property or you're going to buy this property. It comes with these requirements with you maintaining the property. But I think we need to get that out even further to where, I mean, I've got two neighbors that have no clue they live in a historic district. And
Are you educated?
Doug,
Well-
said that, I realized, how do they do it in San Antonio? It's simple. Go into the Monte Vista Historic District, there's a little sign.
Oh, yeah.
Big, on every street that comes into Monte Vista, and it says you're entering the Monte Vista Historic District.
Exactly.
And these are good issues for our workshop. So, what I'd like to suggest is that we try to set something up in February. Is that enough time to get things together?
To piggyback on what Doug was talking about, we need to have a workshop for realtors who are working in this area now. Somehow or other, we need to have a meeting or a workshop with the realtors that are coming in now, because you've got lots of realtors coming in from San Antonio. When you see these for sale signs now, it's not the Habees and it's not the realtors that know what to do and know how to talk to the people, like Francis Habee. It's the first thing he tells people. He says, you're in a historic district, We have trouble with the realtors.
Well, I think Selena's made a lot of progress reaching out to whenever she
When
sees
she-
something
yeah.
for sale, because it's almost impossible. It seems like every day there's a new realtor out there. So even if you educate the ones today that are out there selling houses, tomorrow there's more than likely going to be a new one selling a house here in Castroville. It's very hard. I think she's made a lot of progress just reaching out to them individually as she sees these homes come for
Do you,
sale.
Well-
do many of them talk to you?
Yes.
Do they?
They respond.
Do
I
they?
didn't know this. Send me more information, so I'll send.
So these are kind of ideas that I think we should fold into our discussion. What is it? Maybe asking council to authorize the placement of signs, or something that kind of shows a delineation, around town. When you go past this colored fence or something, I don't know, it becomes a historic district. Something, I don't know what. Signs on the streets, whatever.
It's really hard because Mr. Bowman didn't know he fell out
Yeah.
of the district.
Well, this-
Just a handful.
So-
Just let them think they're still in it.
So anyway, let's tentatively say sometime in February. At our next meeting in January, you can tell us if you're ready to go, and we can nail down what topics we want to try to hit. We probably won't be able to get to all of them, but maybe we can at least get part of them.
Yeah, what we'll do is present a list of topics and we'll, just so that we can have an idea of how we're thinking. And then so if y'all are okay with that, and we'll also set a date for the workshop, just with y'all after y'all have the workshop, just with y'all on those topics that we were
Mhm.
speaking about, that's when we can schedule the joint meeting with city council.
Right,
Are we all on the same page then?
Yeah, after,
Okay.
I really don't think we should schedule a joint meeting and workshop until we know we're,
I agree with that.
otherwise it's gonna be mass
What
confusion.
we,
It's just gonna, yeah, cause if y'all can't agree on something.
Right.
It's just, it won't get anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
having been on council, I know how that works, so, right, Phil? Right, Houston? Okay.
Okay, I think that's a good plan. Actually, we'll do that.
Oh, and Brianna, page 86 of the guidelines is about lead paint.
Oh, okay, there you go. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
What did you say?
Quiz next time, guys.
Of the guidelines is about lead
Tell me
paint.
the music, please.
Right, I think we've already discussed item K and L, so, any future agenda items anyone would like to see?
Yes, the workshop just between us for topics.
Okay, yeah, let's put the topic about scheduling the workshop internal.
Yeah, internal.
Right. I think we also need to elect a vice chair and a secretary, so that needs to be on the next agenda.
Yes.
Anything else anyone wants to talk about?
Before y'all shut down, the city council last night did pass a revision to the ordinance. And you all probably know this, but just so everybody knows that you cannot serve on P and Z and the HLC at the same time. So up until last night, someone could do that, can't do that.
Why was that done?
Because basically, if someone appeals the decision of the HLC, it goes to P and Z, and they felt that was just.
Convoluted.
I thought that got changed.
Did that? No.
No, that was gonna be changed.
That was gonna be changed in the.
Oh, in the UDO?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And, but also Brianna mentioned last night's meeting that to change these guidelines, it could cost some money, so at least that's in the city council. Understanding that if they go forward with this, it is gonna cost some money. It's not a free.
Because we've never had it written, all our guidelines have always been written by somebody else.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
do
you
that.
can't do it.
To be honest, it's pretty.
You can have me do it.
Yeah.
It won't come out good though.
All right.
No, you
Okay.
didn't hire someone to know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Do we want to set a date for this internal one?
Yeah.
We're gonna do that at the next meeting,
Oh, okay,
after they tell us what they found out.
Okay.
Okay.
sounds good.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'll adjourn the HLC meeting at 7:55.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
No.
All right, that was a lot, huh?
And you did good. Worked that little sucker right on through. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna elbow Priscilla from time to time. Hey, what's going on?
No, you're not.
Oh.
I'm going down to the park. I'm already on.
Eat on your dinner, right? Oh my gosh. What is going on at the park?
They've started back up.
Being closed?
Well, that's USDA.
I think it must have been Selena because I don't
They had the